Hello everybody, welcome back. Monday morning, let's have a look at some of these coins then, shall we? And before we start, we'll have a look at the dominance chart. Actually, before we even start that, you might have seen me talking about Bityard and the copy trader and also the trading bots, which are basically two ways you can make money out of cryptocurrency without learning or knowing how to trade, or if you're just bad at trading, you can use those. So I know that some people have started using those, and I got some messages back, some quite good ones, and one came back this morning saying that this guy had been using the copy trade system on Bityard as he's basically done a 1.5x of his entire balance over 5 days. So it's nice to see messages like that coming through, because the reason I bring these things to people's attention is because there's a lot of new people entering the market. There's a lot of people who are going to want to experiment with things like margin trading or trying to trade themselves. And for us seasoned people who are used to doing that kind of thing, we know that there is a learning curve, and that you can make some significant losses if you don't know what you're doing. So it's nice to hear from new people that have entered the market, that are taking on advice and making decent profits from it. So I'll leave the video above, which is about 3 ways to make money out of cryptocurrency without trading, and definitely give it a look if you're new to it and you're trying to learn to trade or you're not any good at it. Have a look at it yourself. Anyway, let's have a look at the charts then, shall we? So the Bitcoin dominance chart here, looking like it's been rejected, and essentially making another attempt to go down, and now we're below the 65% mark. This could spark the alt season a little early, and if this alt season is sparked, then it would continue all the way down to the bottom of this trend line, where the money would be reabsorbed back into Bitcoin, and then it would go up. Now this is a weekly chart we're looking at here, so this could take several weeks for this to play out, which is good for anyone who wants to trade alts. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is to buy the dips of altcoins opposed to Bitcoin. You can buy the Bitcoin dip, definitely, and you should be okay with that, but the altcoin dips look to me like they could be the most profitable. So before we start looking at altcoins, let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin got bought straight back up yesterday on the 10 exponential moving average, and again it dumped down here. This looks like it's probably going to roughly have been the 7 exponential moving average. It's not here, I don't have it on there, but that's roughly where it would be, which shows that actually it's still very, very strong. The buying pressure is enormous, and it doesn't look like it wants to essentially break down. However, there is now becoming more little, you can call them dumps, I suppose. I'd go along to say it was more redistribution at this level. So we're kind of flattening out a little bit at the moment, and we're likely to see these drops in price then just get bought back up. Now, so long as we hold above, I'd say 18,000, everything's okay. If we look at the other term time frames, like the 4-hourly, what we're really looking to make sure we do is hold above this green 50 exponential, which is 17,600. That's where it dipped down to 17,750 now, and so on and so on and so on. It is moving up, so it's going to be higher and higher. Everything on this chart looks okay in a way. The MACD's definitely turning down, but the histogram's turning back up. So everything generally looks okay on that chart. And on the daily chart, it looks a little bit toppy, but so long as there's just a constant attempt of redistribution and then people buying it back up, the top can be postponed. These indicators can reset ever so slightly. We might find dumps or drops, but I would be very surprised if we came down further than around about 16,500. Now we could do, obviously, but we'll have to hit some other levels before that. So let's have a look at XRP then, shall we? So XRP still looking reasonably strong here. However, if you watched my video on this, I do think that what we'll do is we will reach a peak, and we may have already reached that peak already, that 50-cent peak, but it might go higher, and then what we'll do is we'll basically consolidate from this over maybe a few weeks to maybe a couple of months, before making our next big move, which I believe would likely take us to 86 cent. 86 cent is a really big deal. You'll have to watch my videos on XRP to understand why, but it is a big deal. Breaking above 86 cent would allow for an actual parabolic move in XRP fashion, to maybe straight up all the way up to its all-time high again, its previous all-time high. So we're talking $3.50 basically after 86 cent is broken. That's what the chart says, and I believe in the chart. So if you've watched this channel now, you might have a little bit more faith in me, because I've been flogging this dead coin here since we broke out of this area here. We've had one nice big move here, and we've had another nice big move here. So when everybody starts to jump on the bandwagon on, if you'll see this on Twitter or whatever, it's after the move has been made. Whereas for me, it was definitely before the move has been made. I wasn't flogging it here, I started to get excited around these levels here, and especially this level here. Now this is when I really started to put XRP into overdrive on my channel, because there's a reason for it. So I'm not a moon boy, I'm not trying to catch views or anything like that. All I was trying to do is explain to people we've come into a new phase of the cycle. This is essentially the bottom, this is accumulation. We had that move, and then I said to people again, this is accumulation, we're accumulating here, this is essentially the bottom, and we moved. And again, what's going to happen is this will redistribute and consolidate most likely to around the mid 30s, and then I will be saying it all over again. This is accumulation, this is the bottom, and then we'll do it again. So that is the way that this coin is working, and like I say, everyone's had fair warning, and I will keep trying to promote that, that thought process to everybody. I'm not a moon boy, I'm a technical analyst that likes to trade. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum also extremely strong, arguably the one that's leading the charge, allowing the Bitcoin dominance to fall down, because between XRP and Ethereum, they hold such an enormous market cap that they can drag the Bitcoin dominance down just on their own, and it appears that that's what they're actually doing here. So as far as targets are concerned, at this level now, I think there's a very strong chance that we will have a small rejection around about at 600, and that will allow for all alts to kind of drop with that, because they're kind of following Ethereum. Ethereum's health represents the health of the altcoin market at the moment. That's how it's working at the moment. So $600 is a bit of a rough, sort of more of a psychological figure. Really, I think areas of 820 are more likely to be the real areas of significant rejection and resistance there than just 600. I think people are calling for 600 because they're just going up in incremental steps to hundreds. There's no real specific rejection zones around those levels. Not really. It's just a psychological number. People like to round it off. So maybe you would be expecting a pullback just before 600. For people front running that number. So maybe 598 or something like that. It might start to see a trickle down, maybe a push up and then a trickle down, but realistically there's not actually rejections there. It's just a psychological number, that's all. I'm talking more along the lines of 820. So now we'll look at EOS. EOS is something that I'm actually getting quite excited about now, because in the past it has done huge moves. It went massive. It's got a great infrastructure as well for the project. They've also got ties with Google. So fundamentally, there's a lot of reasons you might want to hold on to this coin. Apart from the fact that the chart looks like this, which again is very, very bad looking. It looks terrible. In fact, it's awful. This goes back to June 2018, so it's very similar to what we saw with XRP. Parabolic top, big move, consolidation down thereafter. This is a bit of a crude trend line, but what I'm trying to show you here is on the weekly. What we've done recently, as of yesterday, we did close a massive bullish candle on the weekly. Massive bullish candle, showing that this is actually out of the consolidation phase. So this is similar to what I was telling everybody about Ripple, about XRP. We're now out of the consolidation phase and into what could be considered to be an accumulation phase. Now this cloud above us is actually very high. It would take a really big move to break above that. It's a 44% move just to even get above it at its current price action. This is a weekly chart, by the way, so it's going to take a little bit of time or a giant move for this cloud to subside. But if we were to bring it all the way over to here, this would bring us up to the end of December, where I am expecting the alt season to be pretty much in full swing at that point there. Now, when we get above this cloud, it will allow for giant moves on the weekly. This is what happened with XRP recently. This is what will happen with EOS. And EOS, at the moment is extremely low in value in comparison to where it was in the past. It was up to $20 in the past. Now it's all the way down at $3, and it's been struggling ever since. Looks dead, but it's not dead at all. It's definitely not dead. This one is going to do some enormous moves. I'm telling you, similar to XRP, it's going to do some enormous moves either in the next alt season or into next year, because that's just how this chart is. It's consolidated for basically best part of 3 years now, and now we're in a different phase, the accumulation phase, just like we saw with XRP. Accumulation phase broke out here, and then we started to move incremental steps up, and again, you know where that's going. EOS will be the same deal. It's just a little bit behind XRP, and it will do exactly the same deal. So EOS definitely on my radar. Not looking for an immediate move, although there could be some. Some of these coins have been moving in advance of my own analysis, So I did expect things like XRP to move maybe in about 3 weeks, and it moved basically a matter of days after I called the signal for the buy signal. Obviously, the buy signal was a buy signal, so we did buy, but I didn't expect the move to take place a few days afterwards. So it was pretty good to see that happen, but yeah, definitely a little early. This one, again, I would say, end of December, that's when the moves will be free to move. But for the moment, yeah, there is definitely a decent signal on this one. We don't, as far as an actual buy signal, we don't actually have that yet on the Ichimoku Cloud on the daily, on the weekly. That might take a little bit of time. So it's not as strong as a signal as we got on XRP, but it looks to me like it's also about 2 months behind XRP in the way that it's only just broken out of its accumulation phase. Finally, we've got basic attention token, something that we've been trying to trade on my channel for a while now. We keep having not pathetic, like 10% runs, 15% runs, which are good, but I'm looking for the 30-odd% run. So we've broken out of this descending trend line here, and we broke out of there just a few days ago. So we've been trying to go long on this for quite a few times. I've been holding along since this level now, so I am obviously, I've been happier, and as far as the moves up and down are concerned, the moves to the up are going to be much better, much larger than the moves to the down. So in that respect, I'm happy to hold this long overnight, because I don't expect us to come down to these lows again. Even though that would be a significant drop, it wouldn't liquidate me, even from this level that we are at right now. It's a 22% drop. I can sustain that because I don't believe it's going to happen anyway. But the move to the up would take us pretty high. So I've obviously bought down here, but if we were looking to buy, the next buy signal would be once we've broken above the 200 exponential and turned that to support. So we'll measure it from the top of that exponential moving average. We're looking to see targets of around about 35 cent max, maybe even blow off the top to go to the high. So between 31 and 35. So that'd be a 40% move from there. So that would be an enormous move to catch, and that's what we're looking to do. Anyway, I am very busy today, so I've got to go, but I'll leave you to it, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and feel free to check out my channel, my Telegram, and subscribe. It really means a lot. And yeah, take it easy.